All right. Day 3. Here we go, walking again. Glad to see if we can make this a good day of walking there. All right. What are we going to talk about today? Let's see if we can figure this out here. Fun. Well, let's see if we can get you right. There we go. All right. Day 3 at it again. We got a couple of days under our belt, a couple of days of getting off the couch. So what we'll do now is, let's check our time before we get too far into this here, just to make sure we're keeping up with got it. Okay, just to make sure we're keeping up with the time as we're walking. Sorry about that. All right. Well, I tell you, it's another lovely day here. And, I was grouping all of these walks into like little bitty smaller segments, right? And I was like, hey man, I noticed I talk about food a lot. And I didn't realize it until I started looking at these videos. So I'm like, I better change up the conversation a little bit today. Make it a little different. Talk about something differently, I should say. And let's see what we can talk about today as we're exercising and walking. Let's say friendship. Let's make that a subject, friendship. It's not very many things more valuable than friendship. As a matter of fact, I think it was an old saying that to have friends is like having gold or something like that. I can't quite remember the old saying, about friends and gold, but I think it's something like, if you get a true friend, it's like having gold, Well, I tell you, yesterday wasn't as bad. And as a matter of fact, we're doing these here consecutive days in a row. Yesterday wasn't as bad for day 2. Day 1, I think I told you that I had to put a little hot water on my back, get my back in place. But I don't know if that was from just not stretching or, just a little stiffness. But that only lasted a day, and we got past it. So now we're looking at day 2, and day 2 wasn't bad at all. I was huffing a wee bit because it was sunny, and I had sweat beaded up on my head, like some sweat beads and stuff. And I was like, and I didn't even realize I was sweating until I started looking at the walk, going through the walk. And I was like, man, I was sweating. And I thought about putting on a hat. And today, I chose not to, but eventually, I probably will. I'm probably going to end up doing a hat, because it'll probably just keep some of the direct sun off the head. Oh man, that was a wasp. I don't like to upset those, man. I can't remember the last time I got stung by a wasp. But man, last year, I got eaten up by yellow jackets. And year before last, it was the worst year I ever had with a yellow jacket. Let me tell you what happened to me. I'm standing outside, right, doing yard work, cutting the grass. Just regularly cutting the grass. And I just pushing the lawnmower along, and then all of a sudden I went, oh man, ow! Felt like something bit me, right? And then then again, oh, whoa! I broke out running. I literally just took off running then because I knew I was being stung. I let the lawnmower go, ran up to the back porch. I was like, oh man, I had to get away from that. But it didn't end there. Let me tell you what happened to me. As I was cutting the grass, apparently I stood over the yellow jackets in the ground. They're not like up in the trees and stuff and on the side of the houses like waltzes and stuff. They have like holes burrowed in the ground. And apparently I was standing over a daggone hornet's nest or yellow jacket nest. And man, for the life of me, I thought it was over after the first couple of stings. So I ran to the back porch, and I'm standing there on the back porch, and I was like, man, that hurt. And then I'm on the back porch. I'm getting stung again and again. Realized when I was standing over that yellow jacket's nest, the yellow jackets went underneath my pants and was all on my legs and they were inside of my pants. So I'll tell you, I thought about not sharing this here because it's sort of embarrassing. But man, I got on the back porch. I didn't even make it into the house. I started snatching my pants off right there on the back porch. And I thought it ended right there. So I ran inside of the house, left the pants on the back porch. It didn't end there. I got stung on the inside of my thigh. And I was like, oh, what? I got stung again. I'm inside of the house. So I'm shaking everything off of me, trying to get everything off of me, and realized I had like 2 or 3 more I ended up killing inside of the house. I'm like, God, man. I walked into a hornet's nest. It was a yellow jacket, not hornets. But I had walked into a yellow jacket's nest. And I mean, they got me good, man. Got me good. But that's my yellow. You know, when I saw that wasp just now, it made me think of those yellow jackets that I had to deal with. And that was not fun. That was not fun. So, thought I'd tell that story. It's a good story. And I just so happened to think about it as I was just walking and saw that wasp just then. Yeah, it's another pretty day though. Today is it's a nice day. It's nice and warm again. Can't complain about a day like this that's warm. Matter of fact, this time of year, you have to say, man, I'm really happy about these days because, let me see, I think it was about almost 2 weeks ago. I said about 2 weeks ago now, it was 40-something degrees. And today it's like 82. That's like a 40-degree swing. So you can't complain about that being in this time of season. I mean, it's really nice for this time of year. And it's a bunch of trails, you know. Thought about taking one of these trails. I might just do some trails today. Just to do something differently. Sorry about that. Just looking around, kind of lost my focus right there then for a second. But yeah, that yellow jacket story is a true story. I mean, they ate me up. I mean, ate me alive. And I can't begin to tell you how painful a yellow jacket sting is. And it lasts too. It's not a sting that goes away like you get stung and then you're over it like a day later or so. No, it's not like that. It's just a little bit worse. it lasts for days, and it hurt the whole time too. Yeah, well, yeah, I had a battle with the Yellow Jackets, and they ended up winning. Oh, also, it made me think about everybody ought to get some wall spray and keep some wall spray around, because those things, I don't know if it's the time of year or what it is, or this specific year, but they seem to be everywhere too. Matter of fact, I got a can that I just keep sitting out on the I just keep this can sitting out on the patio table, just to spray as we go. And it comes in handy. Sorry about that. Walking up a hill here now. It's a good hill too. I mean, a really, really good hill. It's the best one I've had in about 3 days. And not only do the hills make your legs a little stronger, it also, kind of pumps up the breathing a little bit, get you breathing real well. Yeah. Well, I sure hope I'm coming in with the video, because I lost my sunlight, but I think I'm coming in okay. Yeah. Oh. Hey, I'm gonna actually put something in to say, anybody that wants to reach out, they can talk, like put in the comments section, hey, why don't you talk about A, B, C, and D, or X, Y, Z? And that'll give me something more specific to talk about. And that way I can keep you engaged as we're walking together. But no, you can't complain about a beautiful day like today. And I guess as the time goes on, I'll be more comfortable talking in front of the camera too. Speaking in front of a camera requires you to develop a little comfort, because you just have to get used to speaking in front of a camera. And you have to kind of let your mind relax so you'll be able to shift from subject matter to subject matter. I haven't been able to do that the first couple of days yet. I don't know if it's lack of oxygen to my brain, or me just getting used to having a one-on-one with the camera, or having a conversation with the camera. But eventually it'll come. But I'm doing this here for YouTube, and I was putting together a thing about like some a description is probably a better way of putting it. I was putting together like a description about videos and why they should, and how you should title them, right? Whoosh. Boy, I tell you, I feel good today. Feel good. Feels really good, tell you the truth. I can't complain about today, because it's just something about getting out and getting fresh air in your lungs and getting off the couch. Because let me tell you what I did today. I messed around and bought me one of those Chick-fil-A Southwest salads, and I ate that sucker, and I was like, oh man, I got to get a little motivated, because I'm almost tempted to just go ahead and finish catching me a movie. I did look at a couple of episodes of Game of Thrones again too. I'm slowly approaching the end of season 8. And I sure am gonna hate when that ends, and I can no longer binge watch that. But I've already think I've got something lined up though, because there's a series called Penguin, and I'm kind of anxious to see what that's about. Well, I tell you, when poison ivy is bad is when it turns red. Now let me just, poison oak, not poison ivy. Poison oak. Poison oak is normally, and poison ivy are normally green. But when you see a poison oak plant that's red, I don't know what that means. It might mean extra powerful. It means it'll hit your butt to the point where you may have to go to the hospital or doctor or something. I don't know. But that was unusual to see some red poison oak. And the difference between the poison ivy and that poison oak is, if you haven't been able to identify it, is that poison ivy has got like those 3 little leaves. It's only 3 leaves on it. And poison oak has got like the little 5-leaf thing. And it itches like crazy. That's for sure. I mean, it itches like crazy. And it seemed like I catch it every summer too. I kid you not, I catch poison ivy every single summer. And I had it this year, but it came to me lightly this year. I had it down on the bottom of my leg down here, like in the back of my leg, down low, like behind the shin, not quite down to the ankle and not up to the knee, but right in that area. And man, I tell you what, I was glad when it bumped up and dried up. That way it don't itch as bad once it gets to that stage. And I had to deal with that. But I'm used to poison ivy. I kid you not, I get poison ivy every year. Even though I try to avoid it, I don't know why, I always end up bumping into poison ivy some kind of a way. And this year was no exception. And I mean, I kid you not, probably every single year for the past 10 years. I kid you not. Every year for the past 10 years, I've had poison ivy. And I've even tried to avoid it and still haven't had any luck avoiding it. But then again, I kind of like being outside too, and that's part of the problem, when you when you're outside all the time, you make yourself more susceptible to catching it. Yeah. Oh, I'm looking at something now that's making me think of there's a little barbecue grill, and it makes me think of let's see if I can get it right there. There it is, lower right corner. Barbecue grill makes me think about I remember when we were young, we didn't go out too often to the park, but it seemed like we used to go to Fuller's Park, and I used to see something like that, barbecue grills, but for the most part you had to take your own grill and take your own blanket. But didn't go too often, but I can have some joyous memories of the time that I did go. I enjoyed that. Sometimes I miss some of those childhood moments. It's kind of hard to duplicate. As a matter of fact, almost impossible to duplicate. So, and the reason, I think I know the reason why too. I think one of the reasons why everything is almost impossible to duplicate again, or it's impossible to duplicate that good feeling is this. When you're young, you don't have any bills, no responsibilities, and rental payments and notes and car notes and all that stuff, your mind tends to be more relaxed, I think. And you worry less. You just worry less. And I think by being in that state of mind, it makes things more memorable. But then again, as an adult, you can create some memories too. Because as an adult, you can, if you got, enough money to do so, you can kind of do whatever you want to do. And what I mean by that is, like say, for example, you want to go fishing. You can do it, if you have the funds to do so. If you want to go to an amusement park, you don't have to wait for an adult to take you. You can just go, hey man, I feel like doing that today. So you can create specific memories as an adult. And maybe because somebody else create those memories and they come far and few and far between, you enjoy them more when you're a kid. But yeah, kind of miss some of my old childhood memories. I miss some of them. I got to admit, I miss some of them. And you'll never be able to duplicate them. That's probably why people be like trying to live their life through their kids' lives or something, You always hear stuff like that, right? Somebody might put their daughter in a beauty contest because maybe they wanted to do it when they were young, or a man might have his son in sports because that's what he wanted to do more of when he was growing up or something, So I don't know. I try not to do that though. I really do, because first of all, I don't want to force my dreams on anybody. Secondly, I guess you could say, pardon me. Sorry about that. Had to belches. Yeah, but I don't want to force my dreams on anybody. And I had a second piece I was getting ready to say to that. This kind of slipped my mind what I was getting ready to say to that. The second piece of it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I noticed on some of the video footage from yesterday, it was a lot less bounciness. The shakiness, like it was going like this here in the first video because I didn't have the image stabilization on. And I looked at day 2 and, you're going to have some bumpiness because we're walking together and talking as we film this here. But it didn't have nearly the, what do you call that little bumpiness. I'll just call it bumpiness, I don't want to use the word stabilization. Stability, that's the word I'm looking for. That was the word. It had more stability. Ugh. Yeah. But it's a nice day. A nice day. This guy playing baseball with his little daughter, man, I bet she's going to end up being a good little athlete one day. Because when you spend time like this together, that's how you build those skills, And all of a sudden, that's another thing too. A lot of people talk about, I got something for you. I want to state this here. And you might disagree with this here. But this is my point, my position. This is the way I see it. Now watch this here. I don't think anybody's born with talent. You hear all these pro athletes and stuff say, oh, I was just born, I'm blessed with this, I'm born with this here. I don't subscribe to that way of thinking. I don't believe in that. I believe that It comes from hard work. It comes from putting in the work. Like I was just talking about the guy back there working with his daughter, playing baseball. He was pitching the ball to her. She was hitting the ball and stuff. And they were throwing and catching. That's how you get good. You get good by practicing. You get good by doing the stuff. Getting out there and putting in the work. I got, this is going to sound kind of crazy. I'm going to justify it for you, though. Here's the justification. You walk into a maternity ward at the hospital, right? You walk into a maternity ward at the hospital, and you look through the window at all of these babies, and they're laying there. I've yet to see one of them be able to throw a ball, or pick up a ball and roll it, or catch this or doing. They're all babies. They all start out the same way. No skill, no nothing, just laying there, waiting to be fed, waiting for the diapers to be changed, laying there sleeping. They be bundled up too. That's a good vision, man. How them babies be bundled up. It's like a peaceful vision. But I was saying that, yeah. At that point, everybody's on equal ground. They're all starting out the same, no difference in any of them. But as you get older, you find some that, they'll go outside and, they'll be playing around. They'll be playing around and riding and stuff, Those are the ones that end up becoming the athletes, just like the ones that love reading and, picking up books and stuff become the smart ones. You are whatever you engage in, you are whatever you present yourself or make yourself present to. Like, if you put yourself in the presence of a lot of books, you can probably become smart because you end up reading about all these different places and different things. So you start learning differently. If you put yourself on a ball field or a basketball court or something every day and, practice that skill, you become good at that. I've never seen a person become an excellent basketball player that didn't go to a gym and pick up a ball. You've got to pick up a ball. So I was saying, I don't subscribe to people being born with talent. So I hear, people saying that all the time. I'm like, well, I hear and I understand, their position, because they've been told that, and, sometimes, you don't differentiate in logic, you don't start saying, well, why would A happen if B hadn't happened yet? I think that makes sense. But you got to get from point A to point B before you can get to point C. It means you have to put in the work right here in order to put in the work right here in order to move to here. Oh, boy, that was a long dissertation on developing skill, wasn't it? Oh, man. That little girl knocked that ball way out there, man. That was good. I just saw she hit that ball in the eye. I was just looking at that and admiring that because I was just looking at somebody that couldn't be, I'm just going to guess, about 8 or so. But man, she was knocking that ball to the outfield. Dang. I'm listening, there's a plane going by overhead there too. Yeah, I don't know if you were able to pick up that sound, but there was a plane that was just going by. But yeah, I noticed that I stayed away from talking about foods today, and yet I feel like I want to talk about it so bad, but I don't want to bore you with the same subject matter. But boy, I sure can talk about it. I can talk about a nice key lime pie, and how good a slice of key lime pie would taste right now. When you have like a warm day, cool stuff tastes better, like if you have a popsicle or something, or some ice cream, and especially ice cream on a hot day. Ice cream on a hot day just makes a mouth happy, makes my mouth happy. Cool. What was I just going to? Oh yeah, some cool things on a hot day. But that ice cream will do it though. Key lime pie is cool because it's got to be kept in the refrigerator in order to keep its what do you call it, body or stiffness, so that it tastes good. Otherwise, it might melt down into that graham cracker crust. But it's still good to me. I don't care if it has been sitting out for a while. I love key lime pie. And, oh yeah, I was just talking about cool stuff that makes your mouth happy. Popsicles. Why you think kids be laughing when they be eating popsicles? It makes the mouth happy because it's nice and cold on a hot day. All right, we just did us a little walk today together. Man, I don't know what time. Let's see here. We'll check the time here. We did a little walk today together. All right. I am going to say that I enjoyed that walk. See you tomorrow.